Over 7 modules, you built something structural. You developed cognitive awareness of bias and overestimation. You understood how ego defends identity. You learned how feedback functions as a social mirror. You strengthened your statistical literacy. You designed a structured self-evaluation system. You created a weekly reflection rhythm. You redefined confidence as calibration, not certainty. Now we consolidate everything. This is where insight becomes architecture. You are building your personal blind spot map, not a list of flaws, but a living internal model for long-term calibration. Your blind spot map operates across 3 dimensions. First, cognitive distortion. Where does your thinking simplify too quickly? Where do you overassume? Where do you interpret without verifying? Second, relational blindness. Where might the gap between your intention and your impact appear? Where do others possibly experience you differently than you experience yourself? Third, analytical misreading. Where might you misinterpret variance, overreact to spikes, underestimate scale, confuse short-term results with long-term pattern? Most people operate in only one of these dimensions. You now operate in 3. Begin by identifying your highest risk domain. Leadership, business, communication, decision-making, emotional regulation, financial judgment, career direction. Ask yourself, where is the cost of miscalibration highest right now? That is your priority calibration zone. Now examine cognitive risk in that domain. What assumption do you rarely question? Where do you feel strong certainty? What belief would be hardest to revise? Say it clearly, then ask, what evidence would contradict this belief? Discomfort here marks a cognitive risk point. Next, examine relational risk. What feedback have you resisted? What pattern repeats? Where might intention and impact diverge? Blind spots often live in perception gaps. Then examine analytical risk. Do you evaluate trend or isolated events? Do you understand performance distribution? Do you overreact to single dips or spikes? Do you mistake emotional reaction for statistical signal? These 3 risk points form your blind spot outline. Now create calibration anchors. First, a feedback anchor. Who provides reliable correction? Second, a data anchor. What metric will you track over time? Third, a reflection anchor. When will you review patterns consistently? Without anchors, awareness fades. With anchors, awareness compounds. Blind spot risk increases when certainty rises, feedback weakens, identity attachment strengthens, and data literacy decreases. Blind spot risk decreases when curiosity increases, feedback is structured, identity remains flexible, and trend awareness improves. You now understand both sides of the equation. The most important shift is identity level. From, I am right unless proven wrong, to, I am accurate because I test myself. Testing does not weaken confidence, it strengthens it. Now write your personal calibration statement. Something simple, clear, operational. For example, I base confidence on pattern, not spikes. I invite correction early. I separate behavior from identity. I interpret data before emotion. This becomes your internal operating code. Blind spots will not disappear. No one reaches permanent calibration. But now you detect distortion earlier. You separate ego from evidence faster. You interpret variance more precisely. You adjust proportionally. You maintain confidence under correction. That is grounded confidence. Ask yourself now, where have I become more precise? Where do I pause more often? Where has my confidence stabilized? Where do I still resist revision? What will I protect, ego or accuracy? Self-awareness is no longer abstract. It is operational. Confidence is no longer fragile. It is calibrated. You are not eliminating blind spots. You are shortening the time between distortion and correction. That is intellectual maturity. That is emotional resilience. That is clear thinking. And that is real confidence.